Thank you, Dr. Burnett. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's try it again. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all?
Good.
Sleep well?
Yes.
All right, very good. How many of you all are thinking about college?
Can you send me the link?
Okay, very good. All right, you have your pen and paper? All right, real quickly, write down the top 3 colleges that you're thinking about. Doesn't mean you're going to those colleges, write the names down for me. Now, how I want you to write it, I want you to write it in column format. All right? Got it? Write it in column format for me. Okay. So number 1, number 2, number 3. If you're thinking about 5, you can do 5, okay? If you only have 2, you can do 2. If you only have 1, do 1. Whatever you're thinking about. And if you're unsure, if you haven't started looking at colleges yet, just put unsure right now, okay? You with me? Yes?
Yes.
All right, everybody stand up. Let's wake up this morning. All right, give your neighbor to the left and right, give them a high five and say, we got this. Come on, let's go. We got this. Come on. There we go.
It's hard to stand up over there.
Now ask them, do you have your 3? Do you have your 3 colleges? Go ahead, ask.
Do you have No.
No? You said no, okay. No.
I see.
See,
Oh, I
that.
can see it.
I see.
Yeah, definitely. You're definitely. Stroking camera.
All right, so just as a reminder, this is the S.M.I.L.E Pathway Program presented by National Dental Association, Henry Schein, and the Shackman Foundation, Delta Dental. And we have all of our partners with us here today. And this is us just trying to introduce you to the profession of dentistry. Those of you who may be sure, those who may still be sighting, we just want to introduce you to a wonderful, wonderful profession, okay? All right, so you're juniors in high school, correct, most of you?
Yeah.
All right, so do you think now's the time to start preparing for college, or too early, too late? What do you think? Now's the time?
Yeah.
How many say too late? Okay, we got 1 too late. How many say too early? Okay, all right. You all are right on time, okay? If you asked me when I was your age, I would have said a little too early. Right? Now, being out and know what I know, the reality of it is you may just be a little behind. The great thing about you being here this summer is now we're going to get you caught up and even further ahead of the curve, okay? So here's some reason why you want to plan early. Number 1, admission, that's competitive. Not only for college, but it gets even more competitive when you get ready to apply to dental school, if that's your desire. What does it mean to be competitive? What is competitive? Somebody give me a definition. Speak up or I'll start picking people. All right, go for it.
Lots of competition.
Lots of competition. So you use a word to define a word. Give me a definition of competitive without using that word. Give it a try, come on. Okay.
I think being competitive, like in the sense of like college, would be like sticking out and like having things part of your resume that are above like the standard of like the college.
Okay, having something above the standard. Now, why would you want that?
Because it helps you stick out. Like if like a college's average ACT is 29, I would rather my ACT be above 20 because it gets more attention.
There you go. Competitive means you are in opposition of someone else. That's the reality. In high school, your parents say you live in this school zone. This is the high school you're going to. Your county makes sure that you have a seat, right? When you prepare for college, somebody else wants that seat. So if you decide I want to be a sociology major, and that school says I can have 50 sociology majors, guess what? Now you have Michael Jordan against me. Right? Would I dare compete against Michael Jordan? I would, but what do you think will happen? He'll clobber me. Wait a minute now. All right. So when you are competitive, that means you are preparing yourself to win the game. Not just be on the team. Now you want to win the game. With me? All right, here we go. Scholarships. If you want scholarships, again, you have to be competitive. Everybody can't get the money. How many of you want money for college? Just a few of you, not all of you. Oh my, you're rich. Okay, that's great. I wanted every dollar I could get. So that meant, like she said, I have to stand out. Okay, you with me? All right. Early planning reduces stress. How many of you get anxiety about things? Okay, just a few. Okay. How many of you get nervous when you are preparing for something big or getting ready to enter something big? Okay. So you don't want to be on time. You want to be early. You want to be well prepared so that it reduces that anxiety. And get this, it helps you to make better choices. Don't put yourself in a situation where the choice has to be made for you. I run into a lot of students, not only applying for college, but applying for dental school. You know why most of them don't make it? They're not on time. That's the biggest reason. Okay? You with me? All right. Which one of these stick out the most for you? Which one of you think is the most important for you? Personal decision. Write it down. The one that's most important for you. And we'll come back to that. Don't write it on your chart now. Start on a new sheet. Change the question around and say, I am planning for college early because, and pick the one that sticks out most for you. All right, can I move on? You all still not talking to me?
They don't talk much in the morning, Doc.
They don't talking to 10?
Mm.
All right, so let's talk about how you can make good decisions. How many of you know the different types of colleges? Raise your hand if you already know. Very good, give me one.
HBCU,
HBCUs, okay, what does that stand for?
Historical Black College.
Okay, very good, give me another one.
PWI,
Okay, PWI, what does that stand for?
predominantly white institution.
Okay, you had your hand up, young man, give me one.
Ivy League,
Ivy League, very good, what does that mean?
like top notch.
Top notch, okay, all schools are top notch, are they not?
Mhm.
All right, here are the 4 types of higher education institutions you all can enter. Number 1 will be a community college. That's a 2-year program, okay? In that program, you typically will receive a certificate or an associate's degree, 2-year college. Got it? Yes?
Yes.
All right, every time you get it, say I'm with you. Got it?
With
you.
All right. The next is a liberal arts college. So that will be like where you're staying now, Fisk University, okay? It is usually a smaller college and it's focused on liberal arts. So that is where you would get the humanities, majors like English, mathematics, science. Give me another one, psychology, sociology. You would get all of the majors that you would typically see in the everyday run-of-the-mill world, liberal arts, okay? You with me? The next will be a university. University are larger. Now, both liberal arts colleges and university offer 4-year degrees, which is called what type of degree? Bachelor's degree, right? Type of studies you're doing is undergraduate studies, but they offer a bachelor's degree. You go to college to receive a degree, right? So you can get a Bachelor of Arts, you can get a Bachelor of Science. So universities are typically larger, and they will also, not only do they have bachelor programs, they will have master's and doctoral type programs. So, for instance, I attended Howard University. So at Howard University, you can get all of those liberal arts majors, but you can also get architecture, you can get dentistry, you can get medicine, you can get law. So that's typically what you will find at a university. What's the difference? Liberal arts colleges typically are not as expensive as a university. Okay? And they're not as large. So you may be in a classroom where your class looks like this in a liberal arts setting. You go to a university and imagine this room times 5 with 5 times the people. That is that is what you can see typically in a university. All right. And then the last type would be your technical or vocational schools. And that is also a certificate program. So that is where you get what is called a trade. You can do cosmetology, beautician, dental assisting, etc. Any questions about that? So you all now know the 4 types of higher education institutions, right? Now look at your list of 3 colleges. Where do your 3 fall? Write in your chart where those 3 fall. So school number 1, what is it? Is it a liberal arts school? Is it a vocational school? Is it a university? School number 2, write it in your chart. We're gonna do comparison and contrast when we get to the end here. All right, you ready to go? Are you with me? What's the response?
I'm with you.
All right, ask your neighbor if they're with me. What did they say? Are they with me?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Keep them with me, okay? All right, now that you know your 4 types, now let's look at funding sources. So when it comes to colleges, liberal arts colleges or universities, there are 2 types. You can have public, you can have private. What does public mean?
State school.
State school. State school means what?
Like a lot of the money it gets is like from like the state, and then also like you can qualify for like state scholarships.
Absolutely. Very good. You're on it. The state will support that school financially. So when the state is supporting that school financially, the tuition is not as high. What is tuition? Somebody tell me.
The cost of how much it costs like go there.
How much does it cost to go to high school?
A lot.
Does it? It costs you absolutely nothing unless you go to a private high school. That was something I did not know when I applied to college. I wanted to go to all these schools like that young man right there said. In my mind, I needed to go to an Ivy League school because they are, as he said, I'll quote, top notch. That's what we are conditioned to think because that's how they package themselves. And then I started reading and I kept seeing this T word, SAT word. How many of you taken SAT yet? All right, very good. Was tuition on there? No? Okay, write it down, maybe on there, look it up. And I want you to write a sentence using tuition by the end of tonight. Tuition is what you pay to attend college. That is new to a high school student. It was new to me. No one told me I could have this dream school, but I had to pay for it. And you know what I did not do? I did not compare prices. So when you look into your public schools or your state schools, understand that the state will pour money into that institution so that your tuition or your cost is not as high. If it's private, then the school is funded by private sources. Typically, a large part of that private sourcing will be what students pay in tuition. So now look at your list of 3 schools and in your chart on each one, tell me, is it a private institution or is it a public institution? We're going to compare and contrast in the end. You're still with me? All right, let's do a quick poll. Everyone has to vote. Voteless people are hopeless people. How many have all public schools thus far? Okay, very good. We have about 4. How many have all private schools thus far? Okay, we have 5. How many have a mix, public and private? And we have about 8. And how many have unsure? Okay, you're still unsure? All right, let's see if we can break it down before we get to the end. All right. Now let's go a little step further. So we have liberal arts, we have community college, we have universities, we have public, private. Now we can get into smaller nuances. There are some schools that are religiously affiliated. So my undergraduate institution was Xavier University of New Orleans, which is a Catholic institution. Did that mean I had to be Catholic to attend university? No. That just meant that some of the traditions at the school, our chapel, some of the people on the board of trustees, things that really honestly did not affect me in the classroom, had the culture of Catholicism. Okay. There are schools that are Baptist affiliated. There are some that are Methodist affiliated. So how many of you looking at your list have a school that is religiously based? What school is that?
Savior.
Savior, come on now. All right.
Savior.
You shouldn't have written that on.
Oh my. Who else? All right. How many of you don't know? Not sure. Okay, not sure. Okay, so that's part of your research. Look up your institution and see if it is religiously based. Doesn't mean that it has to change your idea of the institution. Then someone mentioned historically Black colleges and universities. Okay, these institutions are not, and this is a misnomer by a lot of people, a belief that it's not true. They're not restricted to Black or American students. They are historically Black, meaning that they began with that concept in mind, right? We all know, you all of the age and of the education to know at some point in time, certain people were denied access to education. You all know this, right?
Yeah.
That is why these universities were started. But even I attended two HBCUs. I attended Xavier, I attended Howard, and there are students of all races, creed, and color at both universities. Okay, it just means historically that's why they were started. Okay, so it's at these institutions, like a religiously based institution, you may get more courses that you are required to take in African American history, African American culture, etc. That's the difference with those institutions. So you have Howard, Spelman, Xavier, Hampton, Meharry is a historically Black institution. Then you have HSI, Hispanic Serving Institution, same concept. Okay, all right. And then you also have tribal colleges. So when you're doing your searches, you can put these in your Google search box if you are interested and specific to one of these type of institutions. How many of you have a Hispanic Serving Institution on your list? How many of you know a Hispanic Serving Institution? Just one person. All right, we got to start doing research, young people, or you're going to be in the same predicament as I. I turned out okay, but I could have been ahead of the curve. That's where we want you all, okay? All right. Let's talk about a timeline. Ninth grade. How many in the ninth grade? Everybody cleared ninth grade? You're in the ninth grade? Okay. All right. This is for you. This is what you need to be doing. Focusing on good grades. We're all doing that. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Get involved in clubs, sports, and community service. Raise your hand if you're doing that. Okay. Start a resume or a CV. How many of you have started this? Very good. How many of you know what a CV is? How many of you know what a resume is? Okay. As a student, you should have a CV. All right. So that's another task for you all tonight. Write it down on a blank sheet of paper. He wants us to learn the difference between a CV and a resume. They have a different format. When you're in an educational season, which you all are, you use a CV. When you are applying for a job, you use a resume. Right? Your CV will focus more so on what you did in school. And it's longer. Right? So you can talk about all of those nuances, all of those clubs. If you were president, secretary, all of that, you want to list on your CV because schools want to know how involved and what you are involved. And then you want to explore interests and potential careers. Voila, here you are here. So how many of you have checked all of these boxes? All right, very good. All right, so let's move on to ninth grade, 10th grade. 10th grade, you want to take the PSAT. How many took the PSAT? Very good. You want to continue strong academics and activities. How many of you have done that in 10th grade? Very good. Attend college fairs. How many of you have done that? Okay, very good. Now, when you go to the college fairs, you can go with a different lens or you can see things differently. Now you can focus on the fact that you know the different types of institutions of higher education, correct? right? So now you can start asking those questions like, what is your tuition? So if I go to a college fair and I talk to Howard, and I talk to Florida State, and I live in Florida, now I can ask those questions because it will help me and my parents make good decisions. Right? What if I live in Georgia and want to go to Florida State? What do you think will happen with tuition? Why is it more expensive? Because it's out of state. What if I live in Georgia and want to go to Howard, which is in Washington, D.C.? What will happen? Anybody? Yes. No. A private institution, the tuition is the same regardless. Regardless of where you come from, everybody pays the same at a private institution. If you decide to go out of state, for instance, like me, I wanted to leave Georgia. I had never been out of Georgia as a young man. So when I went to college, that was my opportunity to go out of state. But when I look at other state schools, Florida State, Michigan State, California State, all of these are supported by the state. So if I'm an out-of-state student want to go to that school, I have to pay more money because it's not fair for me to pay what the state students pay. But when you look at private institutions, Duke, Princeton, Xavier, Howard, now we all pay the same thing. Everybody got it? So the private institution, you never have to ask the question, what is the tuition if I'm out of state? Because it will be the same. All right. So you can ask these questions. You learn these things by attending college fairs. You all are at the age now where you can't afford to go to a college fair, get all the goodies, get the lanyards, get the t-shirts, get the stickies, get the pennants. What else do they give you all now? Water bottles. You collect all these things, but you leave with very little information. Now you all have to think differently. Are we thinking differently? All right, ask your neighbor if they'll think differently at the next college fair. Go ahead, ask.
Yeah.
What did they say?
Yeah.
They say yes? All right, and we're on the right start. All right. Then, as a 10th grader, you want to start visiting college campuses. You all are now staying on a college campus. What type of college campus or type of institution is that? So liberal arts. What else? HBCU. So you should be telling your chaperones, hey, after dinner today, can we go walk around the campus? Can we see if that admissions officer is in the office? Can I see the other dorms? Can I see the gym? All of those things that you may be interested in. Now is the time to do that. And then you can check off the box. I visited this university. All right. 11th grade. How many 11th graders do we have here? Going to or just completed?
Going to.
Amen. Here we go. Take the PSAT. We've done that. Check. Yes?
Yeah.
If you have not, write it down. Take the PSAT. Number 2, prepare for the SAT or ACT. How many of you have started doing that? Raise your hand, keep them up high. All right. So you're able to put your hand on a SAT prep book at home. Rest. Keep your hand up if you can. Okay, hands went down. You're able to put your hand on an ACT prep book. Okay, very good. How many of you have done a PSAT or ACT pretest? All right, very good. All right, we're on the right track. If you haven't done those things going into the 11th grade, you're a little behind. Why are you a little behind?
Because you take it in the 12th grade.
Take it in the 11th grade, at the end of the 11th grade. And the 11th grade is where you're going to get most of the classes that have the subjects that are on these exams. So if you start doing your prep tests now, in the summer of your 11th grade year, when you start going to your geometry, calculus, what else are y'all taking? English. When you start going to those classes in the 11th grade, you can say, oh, wow, that was on my prep test. Maybe I'll sit up and pay attention today. Right? Oh, I get it. I slept in class too. I get it. We're going to be real with each other, right? You be real with me and I'll be real with you. But if you do the prep test now, it will help you understand why your teachers in the 11th grade are taking you down a certain path, and you may follow along with a little bit more intentionality, okay? You with me? Ask your neighbor if they're with me. All right, you're with me still? Very good. Now is the time for you all to start researching your majors and building your college list. We already got the college list. We have at least 3, correct? Okay, shout them out real quickly. What majors are we looking at? Anybody, just shout it out. Biology, biochemistry, psychology. The rest of you all just going? Okay, it's okay. Your first year of college, you can declare undecided, okay? You can be an undecided major until you determine, after you take a few classes, what you want to major, all right? If you need letters of recommendation, you will ask your teachers at this point. How do you know if you need a letter of recommendation for college?
So ask for
They'll ask one, but how will you know you will need it? Google. Y'all love some Google, boy. Starts with an R. Research. Research. The list that you all have started today with your 3 top schools, that list should be building every day. Because now's the time you start reading about the school. You start learning more about other schools so you can compare and contrast. Maybe this school is not for me. Maybe I chose this school because I like the mascot. And now I'm coming to the realization that it does not fit my needs. Right? So that list should get bigger as you move through your 11th grade year. And if you are researching in college and it says you need letters of recommendation, you already know. Don't get to the 12th grade and say, hey, I want to go to Florida State. And now I'm a month before graduation and they say they want letters of recommendation. And then I meet a lot of students who say this, not you all, not my ambassadors here. I didn't know. That's not an option in this day and world because you all have your best friend. What is it called? Google. And you all walk around with Google in your hand every day. How many here do not have a phone? I knew it. Got your best friend with you every day. All right. And then speak to your counselors about your aspirations. How many of you have done that? Oh, no. You have to talk to your counselors. That's why they are there. That's why they are there. Okay? You have to talk to them about what your aspirations are so they can guide you. And for those of you who say, I don't quite know what I want to major in, they can help you. They can help you with that, okay? All right, let's go to the 12th grade. How many want to go to the 12th grade? Nobody? Oh, if you okay. You can't get out of high school if you don't go to the 12th grade. All right, 12th grade, you need to finalize the list. You need to write your personal statement. There you go. You need to pay attention in English because in my position, I have eliminated many of essays or applications because essays are not good. Grammatically incorrect, run-on sentences, all of those things you learn in English. When I start to see those things at the dental school level, no. All right? So you have to be very careful and really write good personal statement. Visit your campuses if possible. Create your common application. You all know about the common application? How many do not? You do not? Okay, have you two talked to your counselors? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You have? Did they not tell you about the common app? Okay, so I'll talk to you all before y'all leave here. The common application is one application you can do to apply to several colleges. All of you all need to know about that. Write it down, common app. You're going to research that. And then last but not least, you're going to build your application calendar. That is what I want you all to work on. That's what I want you all to email me by December. Email me what is your application timeline. Now that I've looked at my colleges, Dr. S, now I'm going to work my way towards what am I doing in January? Because now that is the year of my senior year. What am I doing in February? What am I doing in March? My SATs, I know they need to be done by June. So now what am I doing in July? I want to know what you're going to be doing in the entirety of 2026. Okay, got it? Everybody got the assignment? Mm-hmm. Check your neighbor's paper and see if they wrote down the assignment. Look up, just say, show me where you wrote it down. Go ahead. If they didn't write it down, tap their paper and say, write it down. They'll write it down. Timeline 2026. And then you're going to email it to me. All right. All right, so here we are. Here's part of your timeline here. In the fall, you will submit your application. Please don't wait until the spring of your senior year to submit applications. Fall of your senior year, submit application. You will send your SAT, ACT scores. They are required at some schools, so make sure you send them. You're going to request that your counselor send your transcripts and recommendation. And if you're applying for early decision, you want to do that before the fall. You need to apply in the summer. All right, and then if college reps visit your schools or a school that's on your list, you want to make sure that you talk to them, okay? You with me?
I'm with
All right,
you.
let's rock and roll.
Well,
All right, in the spring, you're going to start comparing your financial aid offers, tuition. You're going to start looking at scholarships. Did financial aid cover all of my needs? Now I need to look at scholarships. Here's another thing. I was very naive as a 12th grader. I did not realize, because my parents had taken care of me all my life. I did not realize going to a school out of state, that my goal. I just had to get out of Georgia. I wanted to go out of state. I didn't realize I needed a plane or a bus ticket. All right. Where was I getting that money from? I didn't realize I had to get luggage. I didn't realize that I would be staying in a dorm states miles away, and now I wouldn't be getting grandma's bread pudding at Thanksgiving because I'm in the dorm. I didn't put all that together. I was so desperate to be away from home, and now I'm homesick, which affected my needs. So these are the things you all have to start thinking about. When I was younger, I was more intentional about being away from home, not realizing what being away from home actually meant, okay? I'm not telling you to stay at home. I'm just telling you all to think about it from a different view, right? Last but not least, celebrate your success. These are some scholarship engines where you can find various scholarships. If you are not familiar with these websites, either take a picture or write it down. Yes. Go back.
Thank you.
There we go. You all let me know when you're ready. Mr. Ware, let me know when my time is about. Yes.
can you back to the fall one?
Go back to the fall? Okay. There we go. Good on fall. You all want to see winter again?
You didn't go over with.
Winter's right here. That's when you will complete your FAFSA, which is your financial aid form. This is when you will submit your scholarship application. Okay. So the winter is more so focused on the money aspect. You're going to spend the summer and the fall doing the application. You will spend the winter honing in on money. How am I going to help my parents to pay for tuition, my travel, my food, etc. Okay. Everybody good? Scholarship engines, you all get this? Let's get this. You can take pictures or write it down. This is something you all can do now, because if you read the requirements for different scholarships, you can make a totally different chart with different scholarships that you can apply. What do you think you want to put in that chart? Not just the name of the scholarship, what else?
The amount of money.
The amount of money, that's important. What else? Deadline is the most important thing. Very good. The deadline. Here's the thing I want you all to start getting fixed in your mind. If I say your assignment is due on May 12th, when should you turn it in?
May 11th.
May 11th is good. May 10th is even better. Because if I'm deciding who's going to get a scholarship, I want the serious student. So if you're turning it in on May 11th or either May 10th, maybe you're not as serious as the student who turned it in April 30th or May 1st. Okay, competitive. Back to that word competitive. And like the young lady said, Standing competitive means to stand out. Don't show up at the game, stand out. Okay? All right. Here are some minority focused organizations. Some of you may be interested in this: United Negro College Fund, Thurgood Marshall College Fund, the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, American Indian College Fund, Asian Pacific Islander American College Fund. These, if you fit these particular criteria, these may be some websites that may be of interest to you. Okay, because now we're building our scholarship list. I missed one piece. We talked about deadlines. We talked about how much will go into your scholarship chart. What is probably the second most, next to deadline, the second most important piece? The requirements. Do I meet the requirements for this scholarship? And now you all are in a phase, especially my ninth grader, you may put your eye on a $20,000 scholarship. You may say, well, I don't quite meet those requirements as a ninth or 10th grader. And even as an early 11th grader, you can say, but you know what? I'm going to spend this year meeting those requirements. If it says I need to be on the soccer team, maybe I need to join the soccer team. If it says I need to win a science fair, maybe I need to start competing in science fairs. Make yourself competitive, okay? You with me?
Yes.
All right, very good. Corporations and foundations. Wonderful corporation is funding this program for you all. What's the name of that corporation? Starts with an H. Henry Schein. How many of you all know if Henry Schein offers scholarships? Have you looked? Why not? You understand? Now you're in the 11th grade. Now it's time for you to start changing the way you think and way you see the world. Okay? If they are investing in you being in this program, just perhaps, they may invest in you going to college. Okay? Coca-Cola. I had a scholarship from Coca-Cola when I went to school. I didn't have any money. My parents didn't have any money to send me to school. Gates Scholarship. You all know Mr. Ware back there? Talk to him. He was a Gates scholar. Do you all know who Bill Gates? Do you know who he is? Who is he? Microsoft guy, which means what?
TMCL.
Okay. So talk to Mr. Ware back there, okay? Jack Kent Cook Foundation, Ron Brown Scholarship, Dale Scholars. There are a lot of corporations that have scholarships for young people. Yes.
TMCF, Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall, that was on the last slide.
Sorry,
Yep.
they have a
Did
lot
you all
of
write that down?
They have a really lot of good ones.
All right, very good.
I have another one for you, Dr. Salters.
Mhm.
United Concordia.
United Concordia. So you all can, and when you do with your best friend, when you talk to your best friend, Google, say, what dental corporations offer scholarships? You'd be surprised. Okay. Organizations. These are things that your high school counselors, especially local organizations, there are organizations and businesses right in your communities that have scholarships that go unclaimed every year simply because students do not apply. And students don't apply because they say they do not know.
Right.
Okay. NAACP, churches, civic groups, Urban League, Rotary Club. Believe it or not, your state congressman. How many of you know your state congressman in this room? Okay, very good. Georgia, very good. What state are you from?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. You all are missing money. Those of you who don't know your state congressman, write it down. Don't just look at me. If you don't know your state congressman, you should be writing it down, telling you where to get money. Look up who is my state congressman. Find their website and search that website. Do they offer scholarship if I'm in their district, if I'm in their state? You'd be surprised at the amount of money that's floating around out there that we do not claim because we do not know. All right. Fraternities and sororities offer money. Okay. You with me? All right. Ask your neighbor if they're still with me. All right, now, so now you've done all of that, and now you're ready to submit your college application. Now you need to select a college major. Here's a secret for you. You all are going to have a session on how to apply to dental school. To get to dental school, you first have to go to college. Here's the first piece of information. A lot of my students who apply to Howard Dental School, they get knocked out of the game. You know why? They haven't taken the right courses. So, as a pre-dental student or a student aspiring to attend dental school, you can major in whatever you desire. You can major in basketball. You believe that? You can major in whatever you want. You can. But here's the but. There are certain classes that you absolutely positively must take in order to enter dental school. So not only do you need to take all of your basket weaving classes, you need to take these classes right here. So when I hear students say, I'm going to major in biology, chemistry, biochemistry, 99% of the time, you're going to get all of the classes you need in those majors, period. Which means, translation for you and your parents, you probably can graduate in 4 years without going to summer school and still apply to dental school. That's something no one told me until I got in college. I just happened to have liked biology, and I picked biology by happenstance. But I now want you all to be intentional. Now, let's say you decide you want to major in psychology, sociology, architecture. You have to take all of the classes required for that major to get a degree from your college. But now you have to fit these classes into the classes that you take for your major. College is not like high school. In high school, you know exactly what classes you're going to take. In college, you have to select your classes. And the only thing the college requires is that you take the appropriate classes, the amount of classes that you need in order to graduate, which means you need to talk to your college advisor. So if you're not talking to your high school counselor, you're not really preparing yourself for college, because where at my school, I had to see my advisor at midterms and at the end of the semester, so that my advisor can advise me on what classes I need to take next. So if you pick a major outside of biology, biochemistry, chemistry, microbiology, you and your parents need to have a discussion, because your college tenure will probably be 5 years. Or you're going to need to reason with yourself that you will have to attend summer school, because you have to get these classes in. Okay? You with me? So what do you have to major in to attend dental school? Anything you want. That's the answer. You can major in anything you desire, but you have to take certain courses that may not be on the graduation list for that school, for that major. Okay, you with me? You understand? Everybody understand what I just said?
Yes.
All right, very good. So what are the classes? Let's read them together. General biology, we're reading together. Ready? General biology.
Organic chemistry, physics, biochemistry,
Very good. Now, these are what's called recommended classes. Okay? It's recommended that you take microbiology. It's recommended that you take anatomy and physiology. Why? Because when you get in dental school, you have to take these classes your first year. And sometimes it's culture shock to a student who has not had these classes. All right. And I will be honest for you, it's more of a culture shock if you do not major in a science like biology, chemistry, or biochemistry. It's a real culture shock. Okay. So just keep that in mind as you are selecting your colleges and selecting your classes. These are some additional requirements: the DAT, letters of recommendation, shadowing, community service. These are shadowing are things, that's something you all can do now. If there are community clinics in your neighborhood, that's how I became interested in dentistry. You can start collecting your shadow hours now. Okay. Very good. All right, so here are some tips for success. You want to stay organized. All right, we have our charts. You're going to go home. You're going to perfect them, make them nice and neat. Maybe put them on a poster board or a whiteboard and hang it on your wall. We're going to be mindful of deadlines. Mindful of deadlines. Let's all say it together. Mindful of deadlines. We're not going to procrastinate on essays. All right. Start thinking about what you want to say in your personal statement and your essays. Let's start writing those. Ask for help when needed. Here's the most important one. Write it on a different sheet of paper. Believe in yourself. Write on a sheet of paper, I believe in me. Write it down. And I want you to mean it. You believe in yourself and you do the work, everything will fall into place. All right. All right. Now let's talk about interviewing real quickly. Be on time. We talked about that time thing already. So if your interview time is at 11 o'clock at Meharry Medical College in Cox Auditorium, what time do you arrive at the door at Meharry Medical College? 10:14, 10:30,
Wait,
10:45. Your interview is at 11 o'clock at Meharry Medical College, Cox Auditorium. That's what your letter says. What time do you arrive at that front door? Yes.
10:35.
10:35. I heard 10:14, 10:30, 10:30. I heard 10:45. You arrive at that door at 9:59.
Okay.
Notice I'm not laughing.
Oh, sir, I had a question for like, does shadowing and research in high school make like a real difference? Like, do you have to like, how does that work when you transition to like college and stuff?
So in order to apply to dental school, you need 100 hours. You just have to document when those hours were done.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Where did that come from? That's online?
Yeah.
Oh, it scared me. But I say that because I think sometimes when when I was you all's age, people were afraid to be serious with me about some things in life. And life is not as easygoing as we may have it when we're in high school, right? So when you all are applying for jobs, when you are applying for schools and someone else, it's me against someone else, you have to show that you are serious. And you have to be intentional. What does intentional mean?
Have
Yes.
intention.
No, we don't define a word with the word.
I'm sorry.
To do something with the purpose.
With a purpose. And when you get to this level, your fate is determined by someone's perception of you. I don't care what anyone else in the world. Dr. Salter is going to be honest with you. Someone's perception of you can change your trajectory. And you can't come strolling to the door at 10:30 for an 11 o'clock interview. You just can't. One, because you need to find the room. You need to perhaps go to the restroom, do one last glance over of yourself, maybe relieve yourself, and position yourself to be ready when they call you at 11 o'clock. And that's how I want you all to approach life. How many of you would get upset if you have an 11 o'clock doctor's appointment and the doctor strolled in at the last minute or 10 minutes late or what happened? You would get upset? Yeah, exactly. That's why when I have an appointment, my patient has an 11 o'clock appointment. I tell my staff they need to be in the chair at 11, and I'm going to walk through the door to greet them. Right? So that's how I want you all to approach life. Okay? All right. So be on time, and to be early is on time. To be on time is late. It's late. Do your research. You all have already started doing that. You're going to email me in January with your 2026 timeline. You're going to bring copies of your resume or CV. You're going to, during your interview, you want to share your interests. If you are a mute, what is a mute? If you're quiet in your interview, I'm the type of interviewer, I'm not going to pull anything out of you. I am going to ask, and the world is your oyster. You can either give me a pearl or empty shell. All right? Be yourself. If you're shy, it's okay to be yourself in an interview. All right? But you still have to talk because you have to talk to your patients, correct? Answer the question. This is where most people go wrong in an interview. I ask you what color is the tomato. You start telling me about the pasta sauce that you made out of the tomato. So how do you answer a question in an interview? If I say, what is your favorite fruit? How do you answer that question? Yes.
Well, restate the question and then.
What is your favorite fruit?
Oh, my favorite fruit is grape.
There you go.
Or grapes.
Or grapes. Okay. Do you see what she did? She took my question and made it the beginning of her statement. What is your favorite fruit? My favorite fruit. And then answer the question. Okay. What do you think the biggest crisis in healthcare is today? Someone? No one wants to answer? Yes.
Maybe misdiagnosis.
Misdiagnosed. Okay, I like the answer, but how you're phrasing. Now phrase it properly. What is the biggest crisis in healthcare today?
The biggest crisis in healthcare today is misdiagnosis.
Beautifully done. Give her a hand. You see what you did? And now from there, she can elaborate. But she has answered my question. Everybody understand? Eye contact. I was a very shy kid. Very shy. So I learned something, and I learned it from my pastor in church when I was afraid to give a speech in church. You know what he told me? He said, don't look in their eyes, look at their eyebrows. And that's something I use today. So sometimes I'm looking at a person's eyebrow and they think I'm looking them in the eyes. Okay? All right, so let's go to the last one. I think my time is up. Interview. Now, when you all get to college, here are the things you need to start asking for your birthday. I know now for your birthday, you all want Beyonce tickets. You want, what do y'all want? Air Force Ones. What else y'all ask for? What is the stuff y'all ask for? Come on, tell me. Sweatshirts and what else? Who? Luke Folo. New phone. Oh my. New phone. These are the things you all need to ask for during your birthdays when uncles, aunts, grandparents say, what do you want for your birthday? You're in college now. What do I want? I need a nice suit for interviews. I need an appropriate suit interview. I will skip Beyonce because I want to go to dental school and I want to be able to not only buy me a ticket, but buy my children, my husband, my wife, everybody Beyonce ticket. So I'm going to forego that Beyonce ticket this year for a nice business suit. What is a nice business suit for an interview? 2 colors, navy blue or black. Write it down. Navy blue or black. A suit. That means the pants, the skirt, slacks, and the blazer all come together. White shirt or white blouse. White shirt or white blouse. So when we look at these 3 gentlemen here, which one of them do you think is interview ready? Which one? The one to your far right? They all look good, but the question was, what? Which one is interview ready? Yes.
Is that the president down there? That president there?
Thank you, sir. Now, let's let the young folks work here.
Oh.
The one on my far left, your far right, gentlemen. Dark suit. Now, the one on your far left, very classic, clean, nice cut look. That's what you would call, you can wear it to a business meeting or business casual. But there's a couple of things going on that would not make him interview ready. One, his shirt is not white. But you get points for having a plain shirt. It's not striped or any patterns. He has on a nice power tie, burgundy, But what sets it off is his blazer and his slacks. It's not a suit. The one in the middle is not interview ready at all. The one on the right is interview ready. The only thing I would tell him if that was a mentee or a student of mine is we need to go get you a white shirt. This man down here in the left, ultimate vision of power in your generation. The tie is what we call conservative. The suit is dark. The shirt is white. Got it? All right, ladies, let's go. Here we go. You tell me thumbs up or thumbs down. The question is, are they interview ready? Let's start from your left. Number one, yes or no? Yes. Number two.
Yeah.
I mean, say yes. I mean, say no. She is interview ready. She has on a dark suit. She has on a white blouse. Her skirt is not at her knees, but it doesn't have to be at her knees, but it's not high. Okay. She has on black heels. The only thing I would say to this person, if it were a student or a mentee, is I will pull my hair back. Because as a dentist, as a healthcare professional, you're not going to work like this. And you want the interviewer to see you in that space of being Dr. So-and-so. So as pretty and flowing as your hair may be, this is the opportunity to show conservatism, pull your hair back. Because dentistry, medicine, those are conservative professions. I can't change that. All right. What about number three? Yes or no? How many say yes? How many say no? This is a no. Look at the slacks. Those are not the types of slacks you would wear to an interview. They're very form-fitting. Okay? These are things you all have to be cognizant of. When you're going to an interview, you're conducting business. When you're going out to social time, parties, someone's dinner at their home, those are the opportunities to wear something of that sort. What about number four?
Yes.
So number four would be somewhere in between yes and no. Okay. Yes, because the attire is appropriate. The fit is not. The fit is not. Okay. And then what about the last one?
No.
Absolutely no. Okay. So down in the corner, that is the image that you want to project. You see the hair is nice and clean, off the shoulders. You have the white blouse and you have the dark suit. So these are the things that we're going to forego the Beyonce tickets when we get in college for our birthday. Okay. All right. I think. Do you all have any questions or comments for me? All right. We all have our timeline. We're ready to start our timeline. We're ready to. Okay. Now, real quick poll, and then I'll stop. Raise your hand if you learned something about one of the three colleges that you had written on your list. You learned something new about that college. Okay, very good. How many of you think you need to do a little bit more research into the colleges that you selected? Okay, all right, that's all I wanted. For you all to have the desire to educate yourself on your next trajectory. All right, any questions? All right, very good. Give yourself a big round of applause for that.